Yo, welcome to the stream, and hopefully you're having a good time. It's nice to have you guys here, as we're going to be hopping into a little match. We have a couple of best of threes today, but they have a little bit of a reschedule for a later on period for the second one, so it won't be happening directly after this one. But we are going to be hopping into ADEPTS versus Spirit Academy. So guys, welcome to the stream. And it seems like we're hopping directly into the server. No pre-show, no warm-up, nothing. Just the game. So hopefully you guys are locked up and ready to play. As I was watching some stats, Spirit Academy on HLTV, they're posting some very good numbers on every single map except the first one. The first one is only a map play for Spirit Academy. This is Adept's own pick, deciding to hop into Vertigo. The one place they can actually change the way of playing. From Catwalk, a little bit of an attempt. That's gonna be Mokuin to get that first kill. Chucky and SBT, they're cleaning up the site, but the CT defense is actually starting to look pretty good. Most of the kills falling for the defense here, and that's going to be Nuke. Left in a 1 versus 3, already dropping one of the first players, even spotting the second one. He knows where everybody is, tagging one of the players. That's going to be Robo alone HP. Has to be just a bit careful here, especially as he's going to be played just like that. And look at this. Nuke is actually reading the play behind the boxes already. He doesn't have the bomb. This is a battle of the wits, and one of them have to win. Oh, Alcaran has been pushed into a corner, and this pistol round just starts off with a bang. That's going to be Adepts. And look at that. Nuke. A way to bring it back. A 1 versus 3 to win it, too. And Spirit Academy with a beautiful defense. They're going to lose that 1 versus 3 right there at the start. Not a bad way to start it off. And a beautiful clutch from Nuke. If I remember correctly, this was a lineup made mostly of French players. One Belgian player, if I remember correctly. The same goes for the side of Spirit Academy. 3 Russians. And I think the rest was from the same spot where Dren is from. That's going to be Robo with the first Deagle shot. Round starts off well for the defenders, but they're still a little bit underwhelmed by those weapons. It's just going to be mostly USPs against them. And the question is, can they make this happen? So yeah, Saipo and Alcaran are from Kazakhstan. Chucky with a nice kill there on to Kyosuke. And that's going to be the Zeus coming into play in about a second. If Chucky's not careful here, might be cut off. Chucky is from Belgium. That's exactly how it goes. Oh god, that was a close one too. It's going to be Mokuin trying to fend off that first death too. With just a USB, it's not going to happen though. So Saipo left alone. If you could actually catch just a player, that could be something, but it's just not going to work out. We are going to be hopping very quickly into the first gun round. And this is basically where it gets interesting. So, a couple of rounds already been won or lost, depending which side you're rooting for. But it's usually here where you start to see those numbers pan out. Of course, for the T side, they're still rocking with a couple of MAC-10s. So it's kind of a bonus round for them. You can actually enter with those weapons pretty decently, so that's not the end of the world if you know how to use them. Meanwhile, for the side of Spirit Academy, even if they win the round, you don't want to lose that many weapons. That's the problem. That's usually the issue. To start like this, and the MAC-10 is just getting into a perfect spot. That's going to be Alcaran. Already drop a 1-to-1 trade. But as long as the trade is from MAC-10, it's actually a good trade for them. The middle is going to be challenged by Nuke. That's going to be Kyosuke. Saipo just playing it behind the double box, playing it safe. As long as he can stay alive, just play a couple of more seconds here for his team. Maybe the push is coming towards the B side. It seems like they're locking that bomb just a little bit closer at the moment. And you can just see the rest of the players getting a little bit closer. That's going to be Chucky trying to fake this towards that A side. If he could get another kill, that could be huge at this point. That's going to be the changed weapon, so that's going to be an M4 on his hands. No sloppy weapons anymore. This is a full battle from here on out. Spirit Academy really wanting to lock this in. And I was checking out That's a perfect timing on that peak, but the problem is he misses the shots. Crosshair way off. That's going to be the trades coming on towards the side. They're actually leading on this push at the moment. Behind the pillar, Robo is not even going to react to the player pushing onto the side. SPT just gets these kills. It's going to be the way to open up the side, no problems. Not actually even getting challenged that hard. Spirit Academy. Maybe starting off this match a bit underwhelmingly, but there's still time to turning around. But this is a very good start for the side of Adept. If they keep this up, there's a very good chance we could be talking about a third map today. Definitely not a bad way to go. That's even going to be the last M4 dropped, so nothing will be safe for the next round. And just considering the look of this round, I have to say, Adepts actually holding on to most of the weapons, not really getting challenged that hard either. And that's a very good round for them. Now, if they could actually replicate something like that again, after we're going to see a second buy. This time around, it's just going to be a couple of Deagles, MP9, and an USP. Alcaran, trying to save for that op. Kyosuke, you could actually farm some money with that MP9 if he gets lucky. Yeah, the box here towards the ramp. This is just going to be a boost here. We've seen this happen so many times. It still amazes me that there's some teams that don't actually post towards this angle. They're not going to check it every time. That's going to be the first utility at the start, just to get some movement on towards the CT side. You can see the reactions at the moment. They're trying to scuffle on towards the side, just understanding what's about to happen. Alcaran behind the double boxes. Trying to go for that similar peak from the last round to get that information. That quad is a problem. If it gets naded, anything, it's going to be a very powerful position lost already. A couple of the mollies being used. And execution on time. That is perfection. Kyosuke does get one with that MP9, but the problem is only a kill on a round like this is definitely going to be a win for Adepts. Mokuyin, if you could farm any kills with this Deagle, that could be awesome. The problem is trying to save an AK or anything like that at this point is just going to be nearly impossible. So, the best decision for him is to try to save that armor. Maybe even that Deagle for the next round. Even if they get a buy, that's a handy second weapon if you have to pull it out any time. And that's another round on the board. That's 4 in a row for the side of Adepts. And we're starting to come into that territory where the CT side, they have to show us something. The issue is, even if there's rounds to be played for, the way that Adepts have been winning these rounds is just huge. And you have to think about it. This is all off the backs of that pistol win. That one clutch. This could have been a totally different situation already for the side of Spirit Academy. Chuck or Chuke with an amazing 1 versus 3. That definitely is going to motivate the team. That's going to be the flash for the ramp. Meanwhile, the Opper is actually going to swing wide for that peak. Nobody's there to challenge him, though. And this is just going to be another attempt towards that B side. They know there has been a couple of issues here already, so they're trying to use this as much as they can. That's going to be the flash, but the molly is going to be pushing out the player from that little chubby there. And good angle for Kyosuke. Does a little bit damage. He's going to receive some as well. Goes for the one-on-one duel towards the head box, but... Sorry, head angle. I think he hit a shot there, but didn't get the kill. So SBT gets away alive, but warned at the same time. That's going to be Alcaran with that flash. The second he spots anything. Oh, God. They were just ready for him to jump at that corner. That's a little bit unfortunate. That's going to be Chucky with the first opening kill on that op. SPT, as he's low in HP, they're going to swap it around, so the glass cannon is going to keep doing its thing. They could actually use the HP on Chucky for the injuries. This is going to be Nuke just getting into a little bit of a wilder spot at the moment, just making sure that Nuke is going to be pushing from middle. He's been spotted. That's going to be the headshot. But grazing that wall leaves him with 50. Or 43 if you want to be exact. Meanwhile, Mokujin is getting a little bit closer towards that B side, but the full A side has been opened. Look at the amount of space they have. Spirit Academy, they're just falling off at the moment. Not really dueling for anything. Oxbrand is just, or the Jason Momoa lookalike is just doing work at the moment. That's going to be Kyosuke, at least with the one in between. He needs more. The problem is he's running out of ammo at the moment. And that's going to be Chucky with the second kill through the smoke. The push is coming out. Oxbrand even gets the last one. That is going to be a triple for him. And the French, well, they're looking like they're on control in the server. Not even an issue. These pushes has been very one-sided so far. And this is an perfect timing for the side of Spirit Academy. I could have hoped them to take time just a little bit earlier, but it is what it is. But at least, if you take it now, there's still time to talk about it. Couple of unfortunate peaks there. Gives first entry for Chucky, trying to just get that information towards the ramp. And sometimes you just have to risk it for the biscuit. This time around it didn't really work. And Kyosuke has been the highlighted player for today. And we're definitely seeing the effects of it, Kyosuke. I'm not entirely sure if he spotted SBT on that little corner. If he goes just a little bit more to the right, he could actually spot the player. Oh god, I think they have the idea here. That's exactly what they're about to do. It works out for one. First entry in a while. I'm not entirely sure what that flash was about, but that's only a couple of $100. As long as they get the first kill, it's definitely going to give them a chance to duel for this round. You can see the rotation coming on towards that B side. They were reading this very well. So many hits towards this side already, but Tarky very well at the moment. Not really giving them an edge. It's going to be Tarky from the backlines. Gets the first one, but oh, he's already being consumed. That's going to be Alcaran at least with the trade. So, a couple of men up. Spirit Academy. A save like this could bring them back on the board. Nuke. Will it be spotted from middle? And that's going to be Chucky just trying to look for an answer here. That's going to be every single kill is a weapon they can actually pull back up. And if they could even find the op, that's going to be an injection of money for the CT side. Adepts, not really looking forward for losing this round. This could have been a 6-0 start. Now we could be talking about Spirit Academy pulling this back. But the problem still is that on a CT side, they've looked so confused. Even if they win this round, I still can't just believe it. They need to just get a handle of their CT side. That's the only way getting back on the board. The op seems to be okay for the next round. And that's going to be at least one weapon saved. Meanwhile, Spirit Academy, full 4K AKs on the board. Just look at that. That's a lot of weapons. A lot of weapons from the T side. Exactly what they were looking for. And off we go for more. A little pop flash will be set up. That's going to be the smoke at start. That's the cue for the T's to get into that ramp. That's going to be Robo with the kill through that smoke. But it actually goes for the T side. They're just going to pull out a couple of kills of their own. SBT even gets the trade on the Robo. Alcaran getting a little bit closer towards the short. If he gets the 1-to-1 against Tarky, that could actually pull it back to a 3 versus 3. It seems like Tarky is ready for the player to push in. SBT is there to help him out with the ramp side. And Alcaran is just going to play this very passively. Giving the move for them. spawning one of the players. Low in HP, 3 HP actually left after that one. Has to be a little bit careful from now on, but at least it's a 3 versus 3. For him, it has to be perfect. A bullet, anything that hits him, it's done. Shocky leading the way back out. It's going to be SBT to follow him. It seems like they have some kind of a middle control here. The problem is they can't really see inside of the CT mid yet. So this is just some kind of a call. Maybe going against intuition. Hoping nobody's here. Very low HP for Alcaran. It's going to be the first one in line to battle throughout this push. To be honest, as long as it drops a player, that could be enough already. A couple of kills for this round would be huge for him. It's got to be the molly to push him out. Oh god, the burn works out for one. That is just going to be perfect. But meanwhile, through the smoke, Saipo, he actually wins the one kill. He needs to get one more, but the problem is Chucky actually finds that headshot with the USP, but it's going to be Kyosuke to bring it back to 1 versus 1, and I think he just had the time to go for the plant, and he only has a point of health left. But the problem is, Kyosuke, he just clutches it from that first corner. I was almost believing that he actually hit that bullet, but it didn't go on. 18 points of health for that clutch. And that's going to be the second round on the board for Spirit Academy. But boy, it's getting very close round by round. And the op will be saved for his teammate. So no AKs for the CT sides on a round like this. But boy, oh boy, was there a chance to win that round. That was definitely so close to that. But I have to say that Molotov was perfection. Knowing that the player was low, I don't believe that they knew he was that low. 3 HP, he couldn't even run from that. And to be honest, the second he saw the Molotov, he started moving. So you can't really fault the guy for that one. Just a hard spot to be at. And here we are. So, the question is, are we going to get any more action just like that? It's got to be the molly and the smoke combo to make sure that nobody's going to be rushing towards that ramp. Meanwhile, Spirit Academy, they're going to detach from that ramp push. Sypho does win the first fight. That's going to be the quick trade from Tarky. So that 1-to-1 trade. And the B side stays on the control of Spirit Academy. Just looking at the HP at the moment, it's really playing for the CT side as well. Kyosuke. Making sure that nobody's posting here. Holding any angles. Making this a hard time for the CT side. You can just see the slowness of this round here. They're really taking a couple of seconds off. I'm not entirely sure how Robo actually took some damage. Maybe a nade? You can actually jug a nade from the stairs room, so same way you can actually throw a molly. This will be Tarky. Pushing just a little bit closer. If the timing's right, he could win that 1 versus 1. That is going to be a little bit damage done towards one of the players, but Alcaran, he's not going to let that go. That's going to be the molly to try to push him off from that spot. But oh, he doesn't go for a shot that could actually hit him. That's going to be Kyosuke with the kill onto Tarky. He's not going to get across. And the defense is finally working out. They're even showing their marks. And I'm not entirely sure what they're looking for here. At least they win the fight towards the window, but no. This is definitely going to be a Spirit round. The question is, how many players are they going to be losing? Chucky wrecked down with that op. And Spirit Academy, 3 on the board. That's 3 rounds in a row. The issue is, every single time they win, it's on a brink of a hair, I have to say. It really doesn't feel like either of the sides are in control when Spirit wins that round. Already seeing 1 versus 1 clutches. Even a round where almost every single CT is low in HP. So, if that entry AK didn't graze a wall or a box, that could have been a win already for them. But we're continuing. Let's see if they can actually find some kind of a working form here. Ramp flashes, that's a perfect molly. Still actually works out for the T side. They're just going to push it. Look at this. Oxbrand gets the first kill on the row, but that's going to be SBD with the second one. These are just pistols at this point. 1 AK. I think they even lifted that one up. That's going to be the first line of the push. Gets the first one. The second one finally. Kyosuke is going to pull this back. Into a 3 versus 2. Even rotates for the player behind him. Goes for the full ace. That's going to be the first ace on the board. Every single kill for Kyosuke, and that's the reason he's one of the highlighted players today. Oh, just a turn for the player towards the short. He single-handedly saves this round by himself. Here we go. That's definitely something I like to look at. An ace at the start on the first map. And it wasn't like we were talking about a full save here. Already losing a couple of players at the start. Making that round very questionable for the side of Spirit Academy. This is exactly what we were talking about too. ADEPTS actually got a couple of very good entries there. It was literally that individual performance to pull it back. Maybe getting a little bit crazy with the one-on-one jumps towards the site. But oh boy, did it look good. 4-5. A round away from a tie at least. And that could definitely open this map up for the side of Spirit Academy. If they have any type of a T side, everything is on the table still. Double utility will be used. That's going to be a lot of burn damage taken from Mokuyin. He barely actually survived that one. Some well-placed utility. That's going to be the smoke to try to cover off the push. Mokuyin's plans at the moment is not really to go for any of the challenges. He just wants to play as much time and information for his team as he can. That's going to be the kill from Robot with a quick trade coming out. They did lose a player at the start, so this is a man up at the moment. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing for Chuck. It's just to get that kill on towards the side, but he doesn't know where Alkarim is. And to be honest, he might lose track of him too. This is a bad spot to be at. They have no idea where one of these players are, especially as they're going to be pushing in. Alkaram gets one of the most important kills. Meanwhile, that's going to be the kill coming in from middle. Chucky wins the second duel. That's going to be the third kill for him on the board already. Kyosuke left in a 1 versus 2. Wins the first fight already. That's going to be the nade to open up the smoke, but the problem is he lost the timing onto SPT, but he's ready. On towards the catwalk, and just look at the Russian go. Oh god, is it perfect. Beautiful peaks on both of the angles, just knowing exactly how they're going to play this. Spirit Academy take tie the game, but I have to say it's going to be so much individual performance from Kyosuke. This brother is just on fire at the moment. Keep it up. Op will be brought back in. I think he actually brought back in the AK. Yeah, he's going to save the AK. They had money for the buy, so no reason to bring anything else. So we're just talking about a couple of rounds here. Reported for being so sexy. Early smokes for the B side. Anybody who wants to go for the peak here, be wary for them. That's SBT already getting into that shorts angle. Scaffolding is going to be a rough time. Mokuyin, this time around, he's going to actually leave that spot. I think he tried to fake those steps. Beautiful work for him. That's going to work out for one so well at the moment. But Oxbrand actually won that first kill. That's going to be the second kill coming in from Mokuyin. He's actually going to escape alive. Nobody's going to get the trade. Okay. A 4 versus 3. And I really have to say the CT defense is starting to look alive here. A 7-5 is still possible for either of the teams. I'm not entirely sure how he survived that, to be honest. I think the other one was drilling the scaffolding at the same time too, so lucky. Sometimes the lottery does select a winner. Meanwhile, you can see Spirit Academy starting to read this round just a bit better. That's going to be the first challenge towards the short in about a second, as they're going to spot one of the players. But meanwhile, they actually do have a couple of players here towards the B side, so even if that's a fake, it doesn't work out that well. They're going to make the steps. Beautiful peek coming out of Zypo, just taking him before he even actually crosses, and that's going to be Alkarin. With that off to shut it down, 6 on a board. And this is exactly what we're talking about. Now the rounds are looking very different. This isn't just ADEPTS losing a couple of nifty situations. This is absolutely the Spirit Academy finding a CT defense. A form if you want to call it that. Let's see how long they can actually keep this up. You can see the gnome grill on top of the crane here. We're in the mid portion of it. Beautiful camera work. I love it. Those plastic chairs are all the grave. Or sorry, all the rave when summer hits. Somebody said ADEPTS has a 0 CT side. Is that true? Okay. The problem is they don't have any stats on HLTV. They only have a map played. And their CT was 30%. But they did win the map, so... This is going to be interesting. ADEPTS did win the pistol round, clutching it back in. So that's going to be a tough time for Nuke. If he actually pulled something like that out of the hat, and they're going to lose this map. Not going to be a good feeling. Oh, so close to the smoke. That's going to be the bomb. How are you going to be pushing with the bomb? Robo coming up with a double kill. That's going to be Tarky at least with the trade. But oh, they know exactly what they're doing at the moment. Even the boost coming up. And if they're not going to be ready for this one, they actually heard that drop. So they know they're at least going to be trying to disperse the push. Oh, that hurts. That's going to be the nade. But the second push coming in from the T-side, but look at the push coming in from the CTs. Oh, they're not ready for it. Mokuyin coming up with a double. Even ready for the third one. It's going to be a challenge. A shot to the face, and it's going to be Kyosuke to shut it off. And just look at his... Just look at that. 17-5. That's a KD of a little bit over 3. That is insane. Somebody at the same time asked on the chat that... What do you think about Kyosuke's performance? I have to say, Kyosuke may be the only reason this, the scoreline is looking like this. He clutched, I think, 2 rounds. And... no, 3 rounds. 3 rounds and got an ace on 1. So... That's 4 impactful rounds from him. Solely from him. No, nobody else than him. That's some insane performance. He clutched 1 versus 2. Another 1 versus 2, I think, and 1 versus 1, if I remember correctly. 2 on B side, 1 on A side. And got a full ace on the A side after losing a couple of teammates, so... You never want to see something like that. I have to say, ADEPTS, they actually did play their T side pretty well. There were some good rounds. The problem is when you have a monster just clutching and killing everybody, there's not much you can do. Doesn't matter how well you built that scaffolding. If Godzilla hits it, well, it's done. And yeah, that's a good point. 5-0. And at the moment, Spirit Academy somehow are leading 7-5. Let's go. Mokuyin holding the spot. That's going to be the explosion in about a second. Anybody who gets caught off towards the ramp. Especially if he wants to go for the information Oxbrand, he has to be careful, even if he looks like Jason Momoa. The muscles are not going to help against 9mm, especially when there's that many of them. He's going to hide behind that sandbag. And as long as Spirit Academy, a couple of those crosshairs has been posted towards it, so seems like they are ready. They can't really make a noise. That's going to be him showing his cards. That's a big no. He has to get some kills. It's going to be the burns, everything. The shot to the head from the Glock. And this is a tough spot, already losing the A player. And Spirit Academy, they don't actually have to go for the A-side play yet. If they get the kills, they have the side. If they don't want it, they can actually rotate back. But Mokuyin is going to find a kill on the Nuke. The start out of the last pistol round, that's going to be Nuke to actually find a kill on the Kyosuke. These are just straights going left to right. Mokuyin has been just tearing them up. The third kill coming up. The duel is coming in towards the short, and that's a 1 versus 2. And behind the sandbags, well, the same tricks work against the CT side as well. As All-Korean pushes at the perfect timing in Spirit Academy. They're going to post their 8th round on the board. ADEPTS. Oh, it's starting to look grim. And thank you, Cat Smoke. Cat's Monk. Cat's Monk. Is that like a catfish? Here we go. Full weaponry coming out. That's going to be a couple of MAC-10s. Galil and an 8K row. Utility to try to push out the CTs if they want to go for anything. Molly for the sandbags. None of the stacks are welcome. This could be all just a fake at the moment. You can see the reactions coming out from the CT side. That's going to be the one flash. They can hear the pushes coming out. And they know B side should be open at this point. Couple of kills coming back. Chucky and SBT, they do something. Robo actually makes that 2,100 bucks. Oh, wait a minute. I really miscalculated that one. 1,500 bucks, yeah. 600 bucks per Mac 10. Two of them, 1,200 bucks. 300 bucks for that Glock kill. 1,500 bucks. Time to do some meth. Oh, this is starting to look grim. 14 round, the 14th round already being played. We're hopping into round number 15. And just look at this, 9-5. I usually don't want to say this early, especially when it's the first gun round from the CT side, that it's over yet. It's not over, in a way, if they lose this round, but it's really not good. This is one of those spots where you really want to start this fight against the enemy team. And just look at that. Kyosuke already starting off with an entry kill. Not even actually losing a point of health, too. That's just a clean shot from him. A second challenge coming in towards the short. That's going to be the molly to try to push out the players. Most of the people here for Kyosuke. Okay. He has some fans. Maybe for a reason. He's been playing phenomenally. I'm not entirely sure how to say that word. Very well. Let's try to use that one. Alkarine. Oh, God. He has the shot to the side. How did he get the kill? He hit the crane. You can see the bullet in the crane. Oh, not that far away from first entry. Oh, Chuke wants to go for the second peek? That's not a good idea. Sypho is just going to get the entry on the SBT. And no, this is all falling apart. The first CT buy round, and it's getting absolutely mopped. Barely losing a player. You had it at the end there, phenomenally. Phenomenally. Hey, Google, how do I pronounce phenomenally? Phenomenally. There we go. Thank you, Google. I know you're listening at me in the night, so you're doing your job. Phenomenally. Yeah, he's been playing that well. I think he's racking up 20 on a board at the moment. Almost a KD of 3. If he gets a kill, that's done. Could he be the second dunk? Is that possible? To be honest, I would be happy if the cameraman could focus on Kios to get just a little bit more. That's going to be a triple kill at the start. A couple of kills coming in from Oxbrand. Was that a double kill from a Deagle? No, that was a double bullet. He shot twice. Tarky, not really having the time of his life at the moment. -4 on his scores. Can't really blame him on most of the situations, not really seeing anything. Left in a 1 versus 3. If he can clutch this one, time to redeem his spirit here. A shot to the face from that angle. It's not gonna... At least he gets the kill on the Kyosuke to bring him a little bit lower on his KD forms, but at the end of the day, Alcarin does get the trade, and that's a win for Spirit Academy, and this is exactly what we're talking about. If you buy the first round, you get your weaponry, and you lose the round, it's not done. You still have a chance, but the problem is, Spirit Academy, they're at their 11th already. This is a round away from a match point. Map point, sorry, not match point. We're still on the first map here. And there's a lot of pressure here for the side of Adepts. They literally have a sponge of 2 rounds to try to pull this back. Already you can see the dynamic gameplay coming out of Spirit. Sometimes playing a little bit slower, sometimes just a little bit faster. Love seeing that. Taking a lot of control from the ramp. You can see all of the reactions coming in from the CT side. They're even rotating a player off from middle. Off of all of the noise they've heard so far. You can see all of the CT smokes defending the A side at the moment. This is exactly what we're talking about. Some very good gameplay. Meanwhile, the rest of the players are ready to push in towards the B side. They're still nading towards the A side. You can see them using the flashes. Oh, the fake is working out so well at the moment. Sypho getting to that close angle. That was the perfect timing for Tarky to get that kill, but he slops the weapons. Oh, got you. With utility out in his hands, that could have been a kill for him too. And there it is. At least he gets one, but inside the smoke, he gets chased down. And that is going to be Spirit Academy with the B side control fully on their side, only losing a player. A couple of players low in HP, but Rabo gets that kill on towards the window. Chucky goes down, and to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what to say. Adepts, they have to save these weapons if they can. Oh god, Oxbrand even gets hit. And this is just a total meltdown after that perfect T-side start. And I have to remind you that you came up with one of the most beautiful triple kills. A clutch on that pistol to win that first pistol round. If you didn't win that, this could have been an absolute walkover from Spirit Academy. Oh boy. Oh my god. Jason Momoa didn't like that one. Maybe time to make a third Aqua movie. Well, it is what it is. You tried your best. You turned at the wrong time. One of the worst time. Actually, we saw on the same round I think one of the worst timings ever. Tarky taking that pick. That was the second man in the defense, throwing utility. And Oxbrand trying to save that up. So, potentially the last round, as what we have been seeing, that is just going to be Chew feeding himself no bullets for Oxbrand. Oh god! Nothing is working for Adepts at this point. Even the op shot just hitting Chucky. Yeah, come out, take a peek, doesn't matter. Tarky left in a 1 versus 4 just with an MP9. If you could take this first pick cleanly, may I add you? 9 to 14, that's a minus of 5. You can actually pull this just a little bit closer. I'll look around with his back turned against him. Checking those spots. Nobody's actually going for that corner yet. That's going to be the... Oh. That is not going to be the kill on the bomb. I'm not entirely sure what to say. That was one of the worst meltdowns I've ever seen from a team after winning 5 rounds in a row. And a beautiful clutch too at the start. I don't know what to say, but Adepts... That is one of those situations where you really hope you could go through a total recall and just wipe your memory. Just try to forget everything that happened and focus on the next map. Which will be, my add you, Spirit's own map pick, Nuke. We're going to hop into Nuke in about a second. We're going to take a little break before that and hop back in when we're ready. And we will see you on Spirit's map pick. And let's see how they can actually destroy the enemy over there. And does Adept have a little bit more fire in them? So let's take a little break, see you in about a second, and we will hop into Nuke then. Welcome back! Okay. Are we... Well... Now we're back. Hey, welcome back to the stream, boys. How you doing? Chucky starts off the round with a kill on the Kyosuke. That's going to be a double for him. Mokuyin comes out with 1, and it seems like on Spirit Academy's own map pick, well, at least the kills are going to side of ADEPTS if they want to still duel for this best of 3. Everything is still on the table, but they really have to fight for this one now. If I remember correctly watching this map, I think it was, yeah, it's an 80% win rate for the side of Spirit Academy with 10 maps being played. So 8 out of 10 maps have been won by Spirit Academy. 0 maps being played from HLTV for ADEPTS, so we don't have the information. But the CT side has been one of the best sides for them so far, so 58%, and on the T side, 42%. So it's definitely not a bad map pick for them. They won Ends Academy here. The only teams that they have lost to is Navi Juniors and B8. And to be honest, very closely too. Not a bad map for Spirit, especially after that first win. That's a little bit of a step made. Oh, Robo. Maybe it's time to take a couple of lessons on KZ. CS2 is a little bit flunky with the movement, but it is what it is. Trying to catch that first kill. It's got to be the flash being used. Trying to not save absolutely nothing for our next one. I have to say, really looks like this round went to the toilet. And ADEPTS, well, just like we started on the last map, to win the first round. Now the question is, can they keep it up? 5 was all they got on Vertigo. Can they actually make this a better scoreline? On enemies on map pick. That's going to be the question in about a second. And we're about to receive some answers, I guess. Let's see if they can actually do this. Meanwhile, ADEPTS, of course, it's got to be a buy round from them. The Eagles posted outside. You have to be a little bit careful of these weapons because they're really trying to find that kill. SBT is going to help out with one of those shots. It's going to be targeted with 1 as well. I'm still looking for that angle. Could actually go for the kill here if he spots one of the players, especially on top of the main here. Robo left in a little bit of an uncomfortable spot. This is a very chill round for the side of Spirit Academy. Not really trying to spend that much money. Just a couple of pistols here and there, which is okay. The entire silence of this round is just occupying the server at the moment. That's going to be Oxbrand with a kill on the Kyosuke. Chucky. Phenomenal kill. I'm going to try to use that word a couple of times to get a hold of it. That's a phenomenal peek from Robo. A phenomenal hold on the top of the A main at the moment. Phenomenal 1 versus 5. A shot to the face from SBT. Finally gets shut down. He doesn't actually do any damage towards the economy. That was what they were looking for. But here we go. This is going to be the first gun round. Now, the difference with this one and the last ones that we were talking about is that there's a lot of rounds to be played for. The issue was, even when you're 5 to 7 down, it doesn't look that bad, but if you lose the pistol round, that's an 8 to 5 situation. You lose the round after that, and if you lose the first gun round, well, we saw what happened. There was an 11 to 5 situation after that one. And the pressure usually starts to amount, but usually at this point, even if you lose a couple of rounds here and there, it doesn't really matter, especially on this map. Spirit Academy really showing us that they know how to play the CT side at least. So just a couple of rounds here on the T side could be enough. Meanwhile, for ADEPTS, if they really want to fight for this map, especially without any map percentage, they really have to show us what they can do. That's going to be Mokuyin with the first kill towards the ram. That's a trade so far. They did lose Kyosuke outside. And them just taking down the control room. Oxbrand, is he ready for the double swing even from the door and the push at the same time? It's a 1-to-1 trade again. Oxbrand coming out with that 1 kill from the MP9. Robo drops down Chucky. Now it's getting into that uncomfortable spot. Alcaran actually gets the kill onto Nuke. That's going to be Target getting just a little bit closer to a 1 versus 3. Shuts the door to make it a 1 versus 1. But a quick reply from Alcaran. And that's the first round on the board already. Spirit Academy, they're starting to answer back. You can just see the economy from ADEPTS. Yes, some of the players, they do have money, but the problem is it's not a lot. So, as they are going to be buying for this one, if they lose this round now, we are hopping directly into a situation where SA could take the lead and dismantle the economy out of the CT side. Early utility outside. That's going to be Kyosuke just fending off the smokes at the moment. A peek outside. If he has this angle, that could be a very good entry on the SBT. He didn't spot the player. I don't think SBT spotted him either. So, neither of the players really seeing each other. That's going to be Chucky with the first op shot at least. Alcarain goes down. The push out a ramp with the perfect timing. A smoke to cover off the door here. And just look at how well Robo has wrapped out outside. That's going to be the kill outside. But if he gets the kill towards the main, nobody's actually specking this at the moment. The main player doesn't spot Robo. This is a lot of control from one player. And as long as he doesn't fire the bullet too soon, this could be insane. Oh, God. He almost goes for the flink. And that's going to be the quick trade out of Oxbrand. Perfect timing to help out his teammate. And maybe a little bit of a slop of a round, and ADEPTS, if they win this one, well, that's a different story. They already have a buy. As long as they save some of the weapons, this is going to be huge for them. Spirit Academy. Queen getting that first entry. Quick trade out of Oxbrand. Jason Momoa really giving us a fight, but that's another snappy kill. Even the third one coming out of Mokuin. Wait a minute, this man is actually making this a 1 versus 1 against the FAMAS. And Chiuk hasn't had a kill so far. Even actually thinking that this is a B-side attempt at the moment. Oh no, this has been read so wrong. A couple of extra seconds off the clock and Makujin already getting into a very good spot. And he actually has the HP to play around with this one. The FAMAS kill has to be perfect. It has to be a dink and a shot to the body at least. And it will be Chiuk hopping on top of the silos. This was supposed to be ADEPTS map every day of the month. And wrapping around towards the door, reading this correctly, but just a little bit on time. No kits, no attempt. The win goes for the side of Spirit Academy. Even if Chiuk wins that fight, it doesn't matter. It's done. Spirit Academy making this a tie with 2 rounds. And I have to say, the pullback of a deficit like that is just insane. What a clutch, what a play. That really goes to show, even if you lose a couple of players at the start, it doesn't really matter that much. It's always winnable. So off we go for more. So, A-side execution against USPs. Well, that's exactly what it's gonna look like. Chiuk actually finding 1 AK at least. That will be SBT with his P350, trying to find and hunt a weapon if he can. Some people even saying Kyosuke getting washed. He's unlucky. No, I wouldn't say he's unlucky or anything. It's just the rest of his team is getting kills too, so... Usually, there's a couple of ways of thinking about the situation. If you have 0 kills and you're losing heavily, yeah, then you're either unlucky or just shit at the game. But if your team is literally gaining the lead and you have 0 kills, it just means that everybody else is just doing the work at the moment. You're just not getting those opportunities, so nothing to worry about. And up we go. Actually, another point is, if you're very tied with a team and you're on a bad scoreboard, that could be actually a marker if you're just pulling a little bit more weight. It could be a little bit of more of a simpler match, but it's easier to say than actually do it. It's a very squeaky chair. Here we go. So, utility placed outside. The rest of the players are going to be playing their game, catching one of the first and the second game. That's going to be the quick trade coming out of Chucky, but Sypho and Alcaranian with a jumping Mac 10. They do bring it back. That's going to be SBT left alone to try to hunt for a weapon here. 5-7 is all they get. Spirit Academy posting their 4th round in about a second. A shot to the face. And Sypho gets a similar one. That's 2 HP left for him. A quick shot. It hurts. There is a little bit of a question. Is 2 all Adepts get? On their own mapping, they got 5. Did they even got a single round on the CT side? I don't think so. I think it was 13-5. 13-5, exactly. Not a single round on the T side, so... Sorry, on the CT side. That's a little bit sad. Yeah, that's very bad. First 5 rounds and nothing after that. 13 in a straight line for Spirit Academy. Early pod flashes coming out. That's going to be the second one as well. The perfect chase, but it's going to be Chucky with Oxbrand, Tarky, everybody contributing on towards the A side at the moment, just shutting it down. And Al-Karib left alone in a 1 versus 4. Chucky puts him down before he has to suffer anymore, and it's done. And off we go. Early flash. He has to dodge that. That's going to be Mokuyin dropping down Tarky. The same exact execution. This time around it works out. Kyosuke defends his teammate. Drops down the likes of SBT, Sypho. And he gets one on top of that. That's going to be Chucky with that op. Hitting that timing at least. So he can actually fend off this weapon for the save. But outside, that could have been the way actually getting back to that round if they get this kill. But the trade coming out of Kyosuke, that's going to be the second kill of this round. Chucky still left to hunt. Anybody who wants a piece of this op, they have to go through him. Gonna hear one of the players trying to climb on top. Oh, that's just so many flashes coming out at the same time, but he still actually hits both of the shots. Wait a minute, he's gonna go for the defuse. Is this actually gonna happen? No. No more time trying to bait out the players. Sacrifices the op by himself at the end. He did the hard work, then he threw it away. And here we are, more to be given. Oxbrand starts the round with a kill on the Sypho. A nice catch out of SPT. Good corner outside. Tries to play that off angle, but it's a quick reply coming out of Kyosuke. It's that trade. Starting to post some numbers on towards the board, I have to say. On impactful rolls as well. Saving his teammate on the last round. Actually posting up a kill even after that. This time around, entering outside for them. And the question is, could he get more? Perfect timing for him to actually push on top of the heaven here. Seems like none of the players are holding that A side. They have been playing a very passive spot at the moment. Taking control of the lobby. They're literally giving A side for them for the retake, so... Spirit Academy, the only thing they have to really do at this point is just plant that bomb and try to go for the Sorry, after plant. And that's going to be the drop. Good Molotov for Hut. So, Tarky has to step away from that corner, but it's going to be Alkarim with a kill onto Nuke. It's going to be the bomb dropped, actually, for Kyosuke. They're going to leave the players on top of heaven. This is a very good execution at the moment from Spirit. Reading the round very well, dropping one of the players from the back lines, and getting that bomb down with a couple of players outside is going to be huge, especially with one of them lurking. That's the molly to push out Mokujin. But it doesn't matter. As long as Kyosuke just plays a little bit of time for his teammates, it's going to be enough. Alkarin catches one of the kills. Kyosuke executes from Hut at the perfect timing. And this will be leaving Chucky alone again. Outplayed, outdueled, outmatched. Spirit Academy posting their 6th round on the board. $115 ADR for Kyosuke on the last map. Let's see if he can actually break the record so far. There we go. Kill per round, 94%. That's almost a kill per every single round. That's insane. But if it works, it works. If it fits, it sits. Oh, wait a minute, he actually did have a kill per round every single round. Yeah. 2.10 rating. So, that's actually one of the highest ratings I've ever seen on Counter-Strike. Even with the new form. 2.10. That's an insane amount of a rating on that 2.0 scale. Of course, this is tier 3, tier 4, but that's insane. Here we go. That's BT. Main holes coming out. That's going to be Sypho ready to explode towards that site. If they could find that first entry peak, that could be huge so far. It's going to be the Molotov used for the CT side vent. Anybody who wants to hold behind it, it's not going to be a good time. Double P coming outside. It's going to be Robo with that kill. Sypho gets the second one. Chucky at least gets one of the trades. That's going to be Oxbrand with one. And the Deagle shots, they're really landing close of some of these players, but just shy enough from getting a kill. Sorry. Not a bad round again. 7 on the board. Now the question is, can they get more? Already seeing one of the most cleanest games we've seen so far. Off we go for more. Off being trained on top of the silo. That's gotta be the burn actually taking care of SBT. Oh, that's a 1G moment. How did that happen? Wait a minute, how did he burn without actually even fighting against the molly there? I'm not entirely sure what happened, but okay. I would really pay to see that point of view. Yosuke actually starting off the round again with an entry. Chucky getting the kill on the Mokujin. He was flashed, yeah, but I think that flash came very late. Because he lost a lot of HP before the flash. But I'm not sure, Maybe from my point of view, I didn't really see that situation. It just looks a little bit funny. Nice kill from Tarky, at least that's the second one. And this is a man lead at the moment for the side of ADEPTS, but the problem is they have lost control of the outside. They have no idea that there's a player on top here. It's this kill on the Tarky, even the second one towards the player down below. The nade doesn't quite work out the right way. Neither does the flash, but it's going to be a challenge coming out of Kyosuke. He's definitely not going to miss that bullet. Even the rounds that look good for the ADEPTS, they are just going to be losing them. Nuke getting a little bit closer, challenging the player on top of the catwalk. Actually wins that 1-1, but the problem is he's going against Kyosuke. Look at the stats already, 9-6, starting off with 0 kills. Left in 1 versus 1, 100 HP, and with the bomb down. Shy away from a 10-kill scoreline. That's going to be the molly used for the backlines, and Kyosuke just getting a little bit of a better spot. Goes for the full swing. Maybe trusts himself just a little bit too much. And Nuke is going to be clutching this one. What a round. So at least there's a round for Adepts. Now the question is, can they make this a 5 like they did on the last map? Or is this Spirit Academy running with a full 8? This still has the potential of being a worse map than the previous one. And it's going to be Sidefo through the smoke, actually finding that first kill against Archbrand. Good start. Nice way of gaining that entry, not really losing a step there. And this will be an A-side execution. You can just see the players posting, even the player lurking outside. Ready for this one. Meanwhile, they have left one player very deep inside that CT spawn to hold off the outside push. This time around, it's just going to be a full A-side play. Tarki left in the position he really needs to perform here. That burn is going to be perfect. Misses the timing on the swing. Mokujin just wins that fight. Drops Tarki. And that's a 3 versus 5. They can't save. This has to be an execute. They have to go for retake. That's the second nade on the line. Chucky gets that kill. The third nade takes care of SBT. Oh, he's been bullied. And a double push coming out. Chucky actually finds that second kill too, but leaves his teammate in a 1 versus 3, which is not going to work out. And that's Spirit Academy gaining their 8th round. Adepts, they're not really enjoying the game today. Chucky, 16-9, actually posting amazing numbers on the server damage. Almost 1,500. But the problem is, Mokujin, Kyosuke, Robo, to be honest, the whole team is just pulling together, winning some of these rounds here. So maybe a little bit more teamwork. And we're just left wondering. We're getting back to this match. After that little timeout, freeze time to get your bearings straight, to maybe think about a couple of situations that's been happening. It's a little bit funny how it's been going so far. That's Counter-Strike for you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's gonna be a couple of attempts here. Already pushing outside. Shug actually gets the kill on the Kyosuke. The star player will be dropped. And the bomb will be planted. SPD actually coming out with a couple of good block shots here. It's gonna be the USP. Oh, gets a little bit unlucky here. Attempts were made. It just didn't work out. Let's see if they can actually try to make this a win now. That's going to be the kill from Robo. Double for him, but this is not going to be a round win. So they kind of have to concur this round. And this has to be a victory for the side of Adepts, at least making this a 5. well. Technical timeout needed. Future Spirits lineup, huh? So you're just gonna donk out of the current lineup, huh? There are some good parts in this team, but of course, you'd want to see them against your one opposition before you make anything so drastic. And to be honest, Spirit's not in a bad spot at the moment. They have been playing very well. A couple of blunders here and there, but it feels like every team is going through those. And off we go. A little bit of a slower round this time around. And this is Spirit just letting them play their games. USP's being posted for a round like this, so ADEPTS, they're just trying to make this happen as surely as they can. Not really trying to lose any weapons here. Spirit Academy versus Bleed later. That's going to be interesting as Vlad is playing for Hampus at the moment. I just read the post from Kassad. They didn't really want to lose Hampus, but Hampus will be joining Johnny Speeds, it seems, at least for a temporary move. To be honest, it's a good call. Johnny Speeds has been a very interesting team, and for a like an experienced talent like Hampus to join it, that could work out. But Bleed, I'm not entirely sure if it's been looking that bad as after Vlad joined. I'm not entirely sure how their previous games have been going on. So actually, let me get that information. Just Blood, VLDN. Because I was a little bit surprised that they benched him earlier on. I was kind of hoping for them to keep him just a little bit longer, but it is what it is, you know those things. So yeah, they won 2-1 against Incilia, lost 1-2 against Bait, 0-2 against Bait, then a 1 Passion UA, which is actually a very good win. And yeah, they have a game today for CCT Europe. That's going to be an interesting one. Do people have any feels in the chat how this game is going to go? Because Nexa in-game leading this team wouldn't actually be that bad. I'm not entirely sure why Kassad is feeling that much of a loss for Hampus, because it's not like the project was working that well with him. An interesting change. Two Serbians in the same team. So, hopping in to round number 15. 8-6. Spirit Academy actually giving Adepts a little bit of a better scoreline than they're on their own map previously. And this will be Adepts. I think this is a reset round. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not entirely sure what's happening at the moment. They lost a player by pushing. Adepts looking like resetting from the T-spawn. This still works out for them somehow. Robo only gets that one kill. It's going to be Chuk with a quick trade. And what is going on at the moment? Not entirely sure what they were trying to even go. Yeah, they threw out the utility outside, but they haven't even gone for any pushes yet. At least a killer coming out of Mokushin. Gets the second one. Meanwhile, the push coming out of Ramp. This is going to work out, actually. Brings it back to a 1 versus 1. And Al-Karin left in a clutchable position. At the moment, Chucky has no idea where the last player is even playing from. Now it's all about the timing. If he could spot the last player, he can't really scope it or doing any noise here. That's just gonna give it away for Chucky. 18 to 9. That's a lot of kills for one player. The plant will be coming on towards the side. Actually spots the player, goes for the quick shot. Doesn't really hit the no-scope with that op. Does enough damage to freak him out. And this is just, oh my god, Al-Kareem playing the time to the end so well. Adepts, they're kind of feeling the loss of that one because they were setting up a very good strat. They were actually ready for the lobby push on the side of Spirit Academy. But for some reason, they decided to go for an back T-spawn utility play. And it still actually worked out for them. As the push was coming out, Spirit Academy still lost most of those players. But after that, it was just Mokuchin bringing it back. And I'm not entirely sure what to say about that round. That was just a very confusing round in a way. Bad timings for everybody. And it still worked out for the side of Spirit Academy. Looking at the weaponry, losing so much weapons, it's not going to lead them into a perfect buy. But at the end of the day, it's still better than what Adepts have a hold of. That's going to be a couple of Galils, but SPD does find the first kill on the Kyosuke. That's not a bad kill to find, too. Oh, God. Tark actually finds the second kill on the Robo. I thought Robo had that corner every single day. So, losing 2 players at the start. A very big loss. Adepts might be still fighting for a round like this. That will be only a kill. Oh god, the shutdown coming out of Adepts. This was barely even a buy. And they're absolutely getting wrecked on their own terms. At least getting one of those kills is gonna be Al-Kareem. Needs a bit more. 3 kills to clutch this one. Meanwhile, he's just trying to get as far away from that spot as he can. No reason to give away anymore. And this will be Adepts finding their 7th round. A little bit of a sloppy round from the side of Spirit Academy, having most of those situations for themselves. Looked like they actually even, on some of those spots, had most of the control, especially towards the squeaky. But sometimes it works out like that. You just get tapped in the face by a deagle. Not much more you can do. We're going to be hopping for more right now. A bit of a slower round. The squeaky will be opened. This is to try to just get some kind of information. Anybody who wants to go for that swing at the worst possible timing could be cut off. This is still a very slow play here. That MP9 finds the first kill. It's gotta be Sypho with the second trade at least. Al-Kareem comes up with the op and drops Dog's brand. And finally something that seems to be working. Sypho actually grabs a weapon right there. This seems to be working a lot better at the moment than whatever we saw before. Al-Kareem and Sypho taking care of the rest of the players. Off we go. More is better. Better is less. 10 on the board, Adepts, after finally starting to find some kind of a form that works. That's going to be a quick answer from the side of Spirit Academy. And there is still a chance that they can definitely run with this round now, especially looking at the weaponry. A couple of Tech 9s coming out of Adepts. Nothing to scoff at, but it is not the best weaponry you can come out with. That's gotta be the first man in line to be dropped. Maybe the second one, Robo, comes out with a double. That's a beautiful timing from Kyosuke to drop one of the players in the cross. And here we go in the nade. Doesn't quite find the target, but makes them understand. Oh, that's a good catch. Tech 9 to dink one of the players at least, but Kyosuke still comes out with a kill. And a 1-to-1 trade on losing a couple of rifles. Not the end of the world. That's exactly what you want to see as a Spirit Academy fan. Here we go. Mostly only Glocks. That nade is gonna be beautiful. Oh, it's so well read so far. Even dropping the jump. Tarky! Suicide from the air. And at least a Glock shot coming out. But this is just gonna be a perfect round for the side of Spirit Academy. 12 on the board. A nade to start it off and a suicide to top it off. Oh my god. That is a very tilting situation. Tarky missing that one simple jump. You don't actually even have to jump on that one. You just have to run. Maybe he had that same idea, but was just a little bit too further on that silo. Oh, it is what it is. A little bit embarrassing, but that's Counter-Strike for you. It's gotta be Nuke. Alcaran starting off the round against SBT. Is this going to be the end of it all? A jump coming out of the main, just trying to get that timing. It's still going to be Kyosuke. Even fully blind gets that kill. That's going to be Robo with the second one of the jockey. And Tarky very quickly will be left in a 1 versus 5. Every single time it seems like I'm trying to say the number, it just gets worse by the second. At least he has 100 HP. He can actually pad some stats. Get 3 kills, 4 kills actually. He could end the round with 15 to 15. Oh, this is just harsh. Yeah, nothing. That is going to be it. An absolute demolish coming out of Spirit Academy. 13 to 5 on their own map pick. Hopping into the second one. Okay, it gets a little bit better. They get 2 rounds more, but I have to say, on some of these rounds, the problem isn't the ones that they're winning, or even actually some of the rounds that they're closely losing. That's okay. You can lose a couple of rounds here and there. It's the chaos coming out of the side of Adept. If they could actually focus on that, maybe fix a couple of rounds here and there, we could be talking about a little bit of better health. The issue at the moment is that the team just looks a little bit disorientated. Meanwhile, Spirit Academy, they can lose a couple of rounds, but they definitely can pull it back. And we actually even saw a couple of situations where there were a couple of men down, and they still pulled it back. So, yeah, kudos for them. 2-0, congratulations. Not entirely sure what else to say there, but yeah, it's going to be Adepts. Actually, let me check out the brackets at the moment to understand what's going on. I don't really check them that well. That's a long, big bracket at the moment that I'm looking at. That's the wrong one, too. Spirit Academy, we're playing against Adepts, and here's the bracket, so we can actually understand what's being. So from the upper bracket, Adepts are going to... They're not out of the tournament yet. They're just going to be dropping towards the lower bracket. Spirit Academy did win against ENS Academy previously, so that means that after ENS Academy actually won the game against 9, they're winning an opponent from Navi Juniors versus Apogee. That game will be played a little bit later on today. It got rescheduled, so don't worry. The game is still live, but it's just not going to be happening directly after this one. We're going to be having another caster for it too. It's going to be Abbas. Hopefully you guys have a good time with him. So it's going to be Navi Junior and Apogee for the next game. It's going to start at 17 CET, 18 my time. But the winner of that one is going to go against Spirit Academy for the placement on towards the final. So anybody who, the team that wins that one directly to the final, the team that loses drops to the lower bracket against ADEPTS or Astralis Talent. So that game is set up already. I'm a little bit interested on how ENS Academy are going to be playing against the losers of the second one. So that will be happening tomorrow, and I will be casting that one as well. So, Adepts versus Astralis Talent, and ENS Academy going against either the loser of Apogee or Navi Jr. I will be casting those games. Hopefully you guys had a good time today. My name is Donut. I was your caster and your host, and I will see you tomorrow. See you, boys.